Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 14 of our Let's Play series for Football Manager 2016. Alrighty, so we're a fair way through the season, and check out our schedule. So we've got had a 1-1 draw with Tottenham at home, so we've got a Eredivisie game against NEC, and then an away game against Tottenham. So it's going to be quite hard to get a result against Tottenham. We're going to do our best and see what we can come up with. So we've got actually pretty decimated with injuries, unfortunately. Injuries to really key players as well, so... can we actually see injuries, or we just go through each of them separate? I think there is a way you actually sort of see injuries, but training maybe? Individual, team, no, yeah, alright. Should have a look at a few injuries quickly. To refresh my memory. So Milik's out for 3 to 4 weeks. Eunice 4 to 10 days. Veltman for 2 to 3 months. That's a tough one. Victor Fisher 6 weeks and 2 months. Oh dear, that sucks. And Serrero 10 days, 3 weeks, and Leroy Owusu for 3 to 5 weeks. Oh, dear me. All right. Anyway, that's life. That's the way things go. Unfortunately, Victor Fisher is starting to lose some stats as well, so that's unfortunate because he was playing really well. Anyway, like I said, that's life. So, we've got a game against NEC in 2 days, so yeah, I think we'll probably just continue through that game and see what happens. Cool. So I think we've checked out training not too long ago, so we won't do that yet. We'll leave it probably another month or so and have another look at training just before the end of the season. Yeah, so we'll just probably do it. Yeah, that probably makes sense. Probably do it just before the end of the season. Vaclav Cerny's out for 9 to 11 days, which is fine. Young Ajax, how are they going? So they're down in... so in last. Wow, that sucks. That's a bit surprising, actually. I mean, it doesn't matter because I don't think they can get relegated from memory. Can't get relegated from the Jupiler League. It's a little bit surprising actually to get have them down so low. Because it's not a bad team. They've got a fair few players in there. I suppose actually they're fairly down in numbers actually, aren't they? There's not really a whole lot of guys in there anymore, which probably makes sense. So that's okay. Scouting. Yep. So it's the 7th of November today in real life, and yeah, so I suppose Football Manager's still another few days. It was the 11th, wasn't it? I think from memory, when it comes out, so it's still a few days away yet. I must say, I'm really actually quite impressed. It is a very sort of polished version of the game. It seems on a bit of a different level than other releases, like the match engine, all that kind of stuff is really polished. I haven't come across any major issues. There's that sort of training one that we've come across that doesn't seem to show the stats, but it's really all I've come across in, a fair few hours of play, so pretty impressed really. Football Manager, like in some of the previous releases, it's needed like a couple of patches really to sort of get up to scratch. It's sort of had a few issues and stuff, but this time around it seems really good, so that's quite pleasing. Okay, so NEC at home, they're actually 5th though, so doing quite well. So maybe just have a quick look at their formation and stuff, see if there's anything we can pick up. So team reports, so who are their best players? We've got Victor Montano. He's a striker, so he's fairly quick. Thinking next season, maybe I'm going to get our scouts to actually scout out the whole teams just before the start of the season, or once just at the start of the season, so I actually got the full stats for everybody. Because it's a little bit frustrating not having all these stats, so I just haven't done it because I'm used to, like in previous versions of games, you actually see all these stats, so something I have to look at next season. Todd Kane, he's on loan from Chelsea, so he's a right back. He's fairly good physical as well. His technical stuff's a bit rubbish. Yeah, that's fine. So there's no one too real amazing in there. So what about their goals? Actually, what about their tactics? So they play a 4-3-1-2 narrow, so it's a pretty standard formation. Obviously, probably the big thing for us is going to be the width. So what we're going to do is we're going to play narrow, and we're going to actually we're going to play narrow but focus play down the flanks. So we're going to play narrow so they don't sort of dominate us through the middle, and we're going to force them out wide, which is not what they sort of naturally want to set up to do. And then we're going to focus our play down the side to take advantage of our numerical superiority in order to drag their formation apart. So something we've already identified there. What else can we look at here? Goals. So nothing too much there. What else have we got here? Goal times. Nothing too amazing there either. Score a lot early on, so I have to probably be on our game early. Keep an eye on that. Goal types, placed shots, headers, there's nothing really too much there. Goal assists, lots of crosses actually, so looking at assist locations, yeah, fair few from the right. So we have to look at who plays on their right. Not a whole lot from their left though, so Thinking maybe a lot of crosses, a lot of assists from their right. Some through balls, but a lot of assists from there, a lot of assists from crosses, which is interesting. So usually you actually sort of see more passes. It's a little bit surprising to see crosses. So suggest potentially they may play it maybe a little bit of a long ball game. I'm not quite sure. We'll see how they set up. But so what we're going to do is jump into their senior squad. Actually look at their. If I can add a column in here, where are we? Stats, assists. Here we go. So, so that's probably why Todd Kane, defender right. So that probably suggests he pushes a fair way forward. So we keep an eye on him. Can't really see his foot's very strong on the right, reasonable left. So we could actually do a few things. We could focus him inwards, so play him onto his left foot. We could close him down quickly so he doesn't have time to cross very well, or to pick out a really good cross. That's probably a couple of things we could do. What else we got? Victor Montanos, he's out from the... He can actually play on the right or the striker, so interesting to see what they do there. Gets quite a few assists. Apart from that, he's got most of their goals too, Victor Montanos, so keep an eye on him. Shut him down, so fairly strong on both feet. Just don't really know his preferred moves and stuff yet, so just, keep an eye on him. So nothing too amazing. There's a few things I picked up, which is good, so we'll be able to do that. So home game, so it doesn't matter about the weather, so it's obviously at Ajax Stadium. Radio. So some of our guys are down on conditioning. What am I going to do? So we've got Terry. We're going to put him out onto the right in place of Van Rijn. I think Vergeeve is going to probably have to play centre mid, so I get pretty good Dykes game at left back. Laron Duarte. He's probably going to play out in place of Nuri, I think. Maybe we'll need him in midfield though. We'll see how we go. Nemanja G. I think I'm going to get him to play actually defensive mid. I get Davy Klaassen to play at centre mid. What are we doing? So we've got, who's that there? Vandenbeek. So he's 91%. I'm almost tempted to give him another run actually. Bring Buzzaware in as a sub. He could actually come in here later and replace him maybe at halftime or something. El Ghazi, unfortunately, is probably going to have to keep playing because we could play Dejan Melig, I suppose. So where's he most comfortable? He's playing out left, isn't he? Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to play him out from the left, give Nuri a break. We're going to put Duarte in place of Vandenbeek there. And Vergeeve, we're going to place you with probably Heitinger actually. So Riedewald's fairly in form. He's in better form than Heitinger, so we're going to give that. And we've even with Riedewald, he's down to 91%, so we can bring on Heitinger 60-minute mark or something to give Riedewald a bit of a rest. Don't think I'm going to play Dedrick Boy. I won't play him because obviously NEC doing fairly well, so I won't play him in against a fairly good team. I only play him in sort of second tier teams. So we've got Sincraven there, but we're out of subs, so that's fine. Alrighty, so that's pretty much it. So I'm going to modify our tactics and stuff in a minute. Set up a few opposition instructions first though. Players out. If we were at full strength, they'll probably back ourselves, but how do you think a gap of just 3 days since playing Tottenham could affect your players? We've used to keep our squad fresh, that's fine. So Montano's playing up here. We've got Todd Kane out on the right. Roman. Right, so Montano's probably the one we have to keep an eye on. So we're going to go ask our assistant what he's got. So tackling. No, I'm going to take all these off. I hate hard tackling. Yep. Especially not for strikers in the box. I don't like it. Tight marking, probably for the strikers, yes. I'm happy with that. Make sure they don't get away. AMC, yes. Also for Todd Kane, I'm going to put closing down, yes. And actually throw him onto his left foot. See if that makes a difference. Don't know about these ones, because it can actually backfire, because sometimes their weaker foot actually isn't that weak. Without actually looking, what about Adam Nagy? Given he's like the centre mid, or attacking centre mid, he's like a lot of the attacking stuff is going to come through him. Yeah, so it's very strong and fairly strong, so I don't think it's really going to have a huge amount of benefit to really do that. So we're just going to do that. All right, team talk. Favourites, so don't let the fans down. There we go. Didn't really do anything. That's fine. Individual, didn't do anything either. Alrighty, so quick adjustment to our tactics. We're going to play our normal formation here. Team instructions, we're going to play fairly narrow, and we're going to have exploit the flanks and look for the overlap. And that's what we're going to do there. Alrighty guys, I'm going to play for the match, and we'll be back soon. Alrighty guys, a fairly comfortable in the end 3-1 victory. We're actually down at half time, and probably until about around at least until the 60-minute mark, so we actually scored 3 goals late. Didn't play very well in the first half. They were actually pushing a lot of guys forward. They were very, very attacking, especially down that right flank. So I made a few tactical changes. I'm going to show you those now quickly, guys. So we actually changed to our second formation. The reason I did this was to push our guys, our wing backs, further up. Get them further up the pitch, because obviously, given we had the run of the flanks, I want to get these guys, push them further up the pitch. So we actually pin back their fullbacks a little bit more, because they're, especially on the right hand flank, but both their fullbacks were really very, very attacking. So I did that. What else did we do? I went to more closing down, because they were actually sort of pushing a lot of players forward. So I went to more closing down, basically to when we lost the ball in their half. They were trying to get it forward really, really quickly. So I went to more closing down, basically to shut them down and try and get some of those transitions back. Basically just not to give them so much time on the ball. We were giving them a little bit too much time on the ball to basically pick their passes, and they were very, very attacking. So I basically went to more closing down. It seemed to help, actually. They seemed to make a lot more mistakes. We had a lot more interceptions and transitions and things, which was good. What else did we do? And that's right, we exploited their right flank, so our left flank, so their flank with Todd Kane on it. So the reason I did that was basically that he was ultra attacking. He was just ridiculously attacking down that flank, it was. And obviously because they'd had a lot of assists and stuff down that flank, it wasn't really surprising. So the reason I did that was he was actually caught forward a lot. So basically by focusing play down that flank, a lot of times it meant that when we actually won the ball back deep in our own half, we'd actually switch it out to the left flank, and they'd actually have no play back there, because he was still in our half here. So we could actually get the ball out there quickly. We'd actually have the run of the flank, which is what ended up happening a lot. So that actually worked out really well as well. I think that was pretty much it. Made a few subs. So Nemanja G wasn't playing well at defensive mid. I replaced him with who did we replace him with? Riedewald. No, Buzzaware. Buzzaware ended up coming in. Riedewald wasn't playing very well at centre half. Put in Heitinger. And who else did we put in? Took off Lasse Schöne. He was getting really tired and he was going to be making a few mistakes. So we put in Nuri in his place. So it ended up being a fairly decent victory, which is quite good. So quite pleased with that. So we still got, we've actually increased our lead now, so PSV must have lost, so we're out to, a 9-point lead, so that's quite pleasing. Alrighty, Tottenham game coming up soon, so I'm going to have a look at how many days or training days we've got, so I think not many. Alright, we're going to give ourselves 2 rest days, because we are getting quite tired, so we're going to give ourselves an extra rest day between the Tottenham game. Because we only have 2 games between PSV as well, between Tottenham and then PSV. So that's going to be a big game, actually, away at PSV, given that they're second. So it's not really ideal only having 2 days rest, but yeah, that's just the way things go. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to drop... I'm actually going to drop match preparation down to basically nothing, or 10%, I think it used to be. Actually give ourselves an extra rest day there. No, I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to leave it back here, and we're going to give ourselves some half a day's match preparation here. We're just going to come on to defensive positioning for this match. And then after that game, I'm actually going to switch it back to 0 and give ourselves 2 rest days in between the PSV game. I mean, between the Tottenham and the PSV games, just to give ourselves, hopefully give ourselves a little bit more conditioning back. See how that works out. Alrighty, some messages. How are we going? It's pretty much everything stock stand. Just keep running through it. Young Ajax, another 0-0 draw. Tottenham scouting. Yeah, we'll look at their scouting in a minute. We sort of basically learnt from last time is that there's not really a whole lot, I don't think, in their tactics that we can pick apart. There's probably a few things here and there that we'll look at, but I think we sort of matched them. Like in the first game, we did sort of match them, but there's just sort of that individual quality. We're actually going to start with our second formation, by the way. We're going to start with the 5-2-3 instead of the 4-2-3-1 or the 4-1-3-2. Is it 4-1-3-2? 4-1-2-3. I don't know. I can't remember. One of those two. So we're going to start with the 5-2-3 anyway. El Ghazi's progress. Yeah, it's fine. Alrighty, new intake. Always an exciting time of year. Some new intakes. We're going to look at who we've got here. So look at our first, Clive Jansen. So he's a 3.5 star, which is fairly good. 16 years old. He's a centre back. So he's got some really good, quite good physicals actually to start with, which is good for a 16-year-old. Great determination. So what's his personality? Fairly determined, which is not too bad. Composure's a little bit low. Positioning's good. Marking, tackling are very good. So he's actually probably going to end up being quite a good player. Yeah, very, very good. So good anticipation, bravery, which is nice. Concentration, decisions. He could actually end up being a real bit of a gem, actually. He's got the stats in the right area. Like, sometimes you get really good potential players, regens, but their stats are in the wrong places for the positions that they're meant to play. He's actually got all the stats in the right places, so given for his 16-year-old, if his development continues along this path, he's going to be actually a bit of a beast, so it's quite cool. Who else have we got? We're going to look at the View Youth Candidates team here. So look at our stars. So we've got a 4-star here. Molinar, so he's a centre mid, so he's 16 years old, 4-star potential. It's fairly quick. His physicals are pretty, not a whole lot, it's not too surprising. Technique, passing, first touch, long shots, good decisions, determination, composure, concentration, bravery, anticipation, all okay. Off the ball's a little bit low though for playing AMC. Teamwork, work rate are okay. Yeah, so he's not too bad. He's got a lot of potential. His starting stats aren't as good though as the other guy. So he's got a lot of potential. So he could be quite a good player. But we're going to take it a little bit longer to get there though. So that's quite good. What about his mentality? Fairly determined. Cool. Who else have we got? We've got a 3.5-star here, Karim Yildirim. He's a centre back. So physicals need a bit of work. Good natural fitness though. Good marking, heading, determination, positioning, tackling's okay. Composure's quite a bit low though. It's not quite a bit lower than what we want it to be. Yeah, he could end up being a decent player. Needs a bit of work. 3-star here. A midfielder right. A little bit of a funny position though. I don't actually play midfielder right in any of our positions. We'll probably have to train him up to an AMR. So decent amount of quickness, good natural fitness, determination, decisions, first touch, good technique. Technique, passing, crossing, dribbling. Off the ball's rubbish. Vision, work rate, yeah, so he's not bad. Decent potential, but a lot of work in his stats. So no one really stands. Probably Clive definitely stands out at the best. He's got the best starting stats, and he's I think he'd actually be a very, very good player. Obviously, Ayub could be quite a good player, but he's going to need a bit of work. So obviously, 4-star potential could be a good player. But cool, right? So that's fine. So we're not going to attend it. We're just going to. They're just automatically given contracts anyway, so that's fine. Cool. So once that's done, we're actually going in to scout, probably maybe in a week or two, once they've all been signed. Probably actually go and scout all the young Dutch players, see if there's anyone we can actually poach from other Dutch clubs. Usually it's quite hard. They usually sort of hold on to their really good players, but sometimes you can get some decent players. That's fine. Alrighty, Tottenham. This is going to be a big game for us. See if we can stay in the Euro Cup. So, how are we going? How's our condition going? Yeah, so some of our guys are still quite down. Actually, our starting lineup is still fairly down, only in the sort of the early to mid-90s, which is not too bad. I mean, you usually like at least 95% for anyone starting, but that's life. So, what are we going to do? Quick little look at Tottenham, see their squad, see if they've got any players out. Townsend and Vertonghen. Dele Alli is injured, or partially injured. Everyone else is pretty much up to full fitness though, which is unfortunate. Assists, so Ericsson, Harry Kane, Eric Lamela, Ericsson as well. Alrighty. Yeah, 4-2-3-1 as usual. That's what they played last time. So nothing's really going to change here. So sort of re-familiarising myself with it all. So goals, yeah, nothing too much really stood out there. Assist locations, yeah, that's right. A lot from the flanks, wasn't it? A lot from the flanks. So obviously having Lamela out on one side, and I think can't remember who was out on the other, but they've got some really good players out in the flanks. So I think last time around, I just all come back to me now. We actually focused them inwards, didn't we? I think actually it worked fairly well. So we're probably going to run with the same formation. So it's away. The pitch is good. The weather's fine, so we can play our normal passing game, which is good. So what do we got here? I'm going to put Van Rijn back in the side in place of Terry. Vergeva's going to come out for Riedel. Where's Riedel? Riedel's in, and Heidinger. Put Heidinger in for Vergeva. I know Heidinger is quite slow in terms of his stuff, but I probably think I'd rather do that. Vergeva's a little bit. Maybe we'll put Vergeva in. Actually, he's playing a bit better form. So what's his form like at centre back? Centre back 7.06. All right. So what's about Heidinger? Obviously, this is for the whole season. Doesn't give a full indication. So 6.99. All right. Maybe we'll give Vergeva a go at centre back there. Maybe his quickness will help us out a little bit. So we'll put him there at centre back. See how that works out. We can put Nuri out on the left again. Smelik played an okay game. He's probably not quite there yet though. He needs a little bit more development. good to give him a game though. Alrighty, who else have we got? Boylison's going to put Boylison out on the left, even though he's the more offensive out of the two. Who else have we got? Dykes there's fine. Sinkgraven, so Klaassen, yeah, leave Klaassen in, I think. Barzaware, so what are we going to do? I think we're going to replace Duarte and switch around like that. So Barzaware at DM and Nemanja G at box to box. And El Ghazi is our striker, is the only one we've got left. Cool, righty, so that's what we're going to run with, I think. And yeah, got a few subs that we can bring if we need to. Righty, game day. So here we go. Oh, dear me. Alrighty. So what do you suggest? Hard tackling? No. Weaker foot for Dembele. So they've got Nasser Chadli on the left. So tight marking, closing down. Alright, what I'm going to do, I'm going to clear all these. I'm going to put tight marking, closing down for Ericsson. I'm going to say Lamela to bring you onto your left foot and Chadli onto your right foot. So basically, hopefully they can't get into crossing positions. Yeah, not sure about Harry Kane, whether we should close him down or tight marking, because he's quite a good header. And our guys aren't amazing in the air, so if we tight mark him, sometimes it can actually be a bit better to actually get a bit closer to them when he's got some heading in like a heading position. If you're actually close to him already, it can actually sort of help you in the heading department. So I think we'll do that. All right, we're just going to run with that. Pretty, not a whole lot there. We're going to say pick up where you left off. There you go, got some good motivation there. Alright guys, I'm going to pause the video and we'll be back either at halftime or full time and see how we go. Oh guys, we are 2-0 up at halftime. We are playing absolutely brilliantly. Very, very pleasing to see. We are holding the ball well, we're defending it really well. Vigiva, look at that. Good decision to put the Vigiva in. So he's actually got a 7.4 halftime rating. He's actually scored a goal off a free kick, which is really good. And then who's the other one? Nuri scored a really sort of looks like it basically bounced off him. So Boylison sent basically a cross in. Was it Klaassen? It must have been Klaassen actually. I thought it was Boylison actually sent it in. Anyway, got a sort of a cross in from the byline, and yeah, it sort of like just bounced off him. So yeah, we're playing really well, which is pleasing. So hopefully it continues, and it's maybe. Probably keep playing like this at the moment. We're doing really well. We're winning possession, and they haven't really had any actually major shots, so I'm quite pleased. Alright guys, I'll see you at the end of the game. Oh guys, what a game. A 4-3 victory in the end. It was absolutely bananas. That second half was crazy. So we actually went through. We are through 5-4 in total after the 2 legs, which is an absolutely brilliant victory. And El Ghazi hat-trick. What a time to come good. He's been struggling for quite a while. He hasn't really been playing all that well and had an absolutely ridiculously good game. So did Nuri. So really quite pleasing to see our 2 young guys really step up and play brilliantly. Cool. That was great. That was just such a good victory. So pleased with that, guys. They played really, really well. Cool. They deserve that. Right. I'm going to show you all the guys, all the highlights. I have to show you all the goals. So this is our first goal. This is the first Nuri goal. El Ghazi goal, I should say. Was it Nuri or Ghazi? I can't remember now. Too many goals. Alrighty. So it was quite a good goal here. So there's Klaassen, so Bollison sends it in. And yeah, it just looks like it bounces off El Ghazi there. Good goal though. Great play, brilliant play by Klaassen to actually pick out that run from Boylison. So that was really, really good. Great goal with that one. Very pleased with that one. Alright, this is the second goal, which Vigiva sends in. So great. Looks like all the Tottenham players missed it, and Vigiva just timed his run really well. Came in over the back and slotted home. Very, very good. So we were 2-0 up at that stage, and then after half time, they end up scoring. I think it was 2 goals quite early on. But yeah, so yeah, this is it. El Ghazi played so well. Very, very pleased with how he played. Just sort of chased everything and made some really good runs. Very, very pleasing. It's probably the best game he's played for us by far. So great time to do it as well. Yeah, so Harry Kane just gets away from Riedewald there, which is a little bit disappointing. But given his quality and stuff, you can't blame him too much. So that was their first goal. We've got another one coming up here. Oh, this is our goal. I didn't think this was our goal. Oh, was it El Ghazi goal? I forgot about this one. So Nuri sends one in from the left, I think, from memory. Yep. And El Ghazi is there with the header. Brilliant goal at the near post. Very, very pleasing. He doesn't score many with his headers because he's not really much of a header. That's not really where his game lies. So it was pretty good. Nuri played very, very well as well. Put in some really good crosses and made some good runs. This is the next Tottenham goal. So that was a bad missed interception. Who was that actually? I didn't see that before. That was Van Ryn. Bad missed interception there by Van Ryn. Because if that had happened, we wouldn't have had that goal. Anyway, mistakes happen. So that was a really good finish by Son Heung-min. And there, still got 2 more goals to go. Crazy game. So this ends up being a Tottenham goal. So, yeah, pass intercepted there. And then they sort of just split us open here on the counter-attack. Like, we should have been fine here. Like, you look at it and think we should be fine. We've won it. We get it back, and then they end up scoring a goal from it. So, I think we ended up panicking a little bit, unfortunately. So, wins the ball back there. Sends it through. It's Harry Kane. Van Ryn makes another bad mistake there. Anyway, that's life. Sends it in Davies, and then Lamella's on the far post. So, wasn't great defending there. A couple of missed interceptions, a couple of missed opportunities. We should have been fine there. So I was actually a little bit worried there, thinking, oh no, we're not playing brilliantly, but and then this last goal just seals it. The El Ghazi hat trick. There's El Ghazi slots at home in the top right corner to seal the victory, the 5-4 win after the 2 legs. Oh, very, very pleasing. So we're through to the next round. I was actually very, very skeptical, as you guys heard before, that we'd actually get through that match. So that is uber, uber pleasing. Oh, that's good. So who do we play next? We must be through into the quarters, I think. Yeah, through the quarterfinals. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Ajax youth candidates evaluated. You're just going to leave it with what it is. They usually do it pretty well. Alright, we've got 535k for winning, which is good. El Ghazi played a brilliant, brilliant game. What a game, dude. What a game. So you see, actually last 2 games were 6.4 and a 6.8. I had an 8.8 before that, but he hadn't actually been playing there all that well, really. Yeah, so he's done really well. So 14 goals in 21 starts and 9 sub-appearances. So he has a pretty good season, really, for a 20-year-old. So, yeah, so quite pleasing there, really. Cool, cool. Runs out of superlatives for El Ghazi. It's interesting to see who we play now. I don't think the draw has been out yet. It must be soon. Which is good. Was that a training report? I don't think it was. Was it? Voiced his pleasure over the quality of the training. Individual training. Oh, that's fine, too bad. Unfortunately, you're just going to have to suck it up. Alrighty, Euro Cup draw. So we're going to see the draw, who we play in the quarter. So we're going to draw this team by team. Oh, no, we did all, oops. Alright, so Villarreal. So that's actually not too bad. How are they going in the league? 5th. So they're doing fairly well this season. Finished 6th, obviously, last 2 seasons finished 6th. So, interesting. Quite a few players out, though. Definitely not beyond us, guys. Definitely not beyond us at all. That would be quite cool if we actually got through to the semis. Could be quite cool. So when's the first game? Not for a little while, actually. A few games to go before that. Two Eredivisie games before that. So cool. Right. So that's good. This is the next round after that. So if we win, we'd be through to Sevilla, or who are these guys in real life? Is this Schalke? Franco De Santo, I think it is Schalke, isn't it? Benedict Howes, I thought sure he played for... I think it is anyway, obviously because the names and stuff are different, because I don't have the licensing for the German division. Or is it? Oh no, some of the names are right, aren't they? Did they say what else they're called? No. I'm sure it's Schalke. Anyway, cool. Doesn't really matter. Alright, cool. So, obviously, some very, very good teams we come up against, but let's not be honest, we're playing really well, so... Especially in the Euro Cup. We're actually probably playing better in the Euro Cup than they are in the Eredivisie, so... Interesting. Alrighty, young Ajax lost another game. I'm not really too worried about that. Yeah, it doesn't really matter too much about how the second team goes. That's life. Alrighty guys, this is probably going to be the last thing we do for this episode. This is the PSV game, so we'll run through that and see how we go against PSV. Training report. Fine. What else have we got here? Nothing too much. So Sillerson, Klaassen, and Riedewald have been caught up by Holland, so that's quite cool. So that is quite good to see. What else have we got here? Questions. Trying to cool the war of words between the two of you. Surprisingly blasé about the importance of the upcoming match. Let's go for a neutral response there. Dun, 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 dun. Alrighty, it's going to be probably a big game. I think if we win this one, we'll be pretty much have sewn up the title. Man United into third, the game in hand actually, so they're doing quite well. Man City, it looks like they're on top. Yeah, they're actually running away with it. It's actually 2 games in hand. They're still 2 points in front, and they've got 2 games in hand, so they should win that fairly easily. Yeah, so if we win this one, we will go... How far ahead will we go, actually? So we're 9 points at the moment, so if we win, we're obviously going to go, 12 points clear, which is, 4 wins. So if that happens, the league should be pretty much ours. So if we lose, it would drop down to 6 points. So, very, very important game. Encouraged by Riedewald's development, of course you should be. He's been playing very well, actually, this season. Quite pleased with him, really. Excuse me. Got in quite a few games. Only 19, still got some development to go, which is awesome, so he should be a bit of a gun. Alrighty, PSV, game day. So we're going to check out PSV, see how they've been going. Team reports, overview. So actually, they are obviously a very, very good team. Davy Proper in the centre there. Quite a good player. Quite a sort of Klaassen-like player. Luke de Jong at the striker. Very, very good at heading, jumping and heading. Anticipation, so he's a very, very good player. Quite a few goals for them. What else have we got here? Jetro Williams is always a good player. Santiago Arias. Where have you come from? Oh, you've been at PSV a while. Sporting before that. It's the right back. You've been playing quite well, I think. Yeah. Lots of assists. 14 assists. So when we look at their assists, I'm going to assume they've got lots of assists out wide, especially out the right and the right. So they usually play, they start with their 4-3-1-2 narrow, so pretty standard formation. Let's see how we go. So we're actually going to play our 5-2-3 just starting in this one, and we're going to do the same thing, sort of exploit the flanks, play a little bit more narrow. And actually going to bump up the closing down as well, so that's the tactical changes we're going to make there. What else have we got? Goals. So nothing too much there, nothing too much there. What about assists? Yeah, so lots out wide, so especially out from the right. So probably going to do the same thing, probably focus some of their play inwards a little bit. Because Luke de Jong is a brilliant header of the ball, so I'm going to try and prevent them crossing as much as we possibly can. So we're going to focus their play inwards and hopefully stifle them through the middle of the pitch. You can see a lot out actually on their left, which is interesting. So they're actually playing out there. So positions, defender left, Jetro Williams. Yeah, so he hasn't actually been playing that well, and he's 6.75 over the course of the season. So he's yeah, stats aren't bad though, so it's interesting. Why are you unhappy actually? Doesn't know. It's one of their players is unhappy, which is interesting. Alrighty, Narsing's actually listed. Why are you listed? Thought you were a decent player. Interesting. Alrighty, we're going to jump into the preview and pick our team. Bakuno has been transfer listed by Aston Villa. I think it worked out, but you're not really quite worth it though. Yeah, you're not really worth it. I don't think you asked for too much. Eunice resumes full training, which is good. So it'll be good to have him back in the next couple of weeks, or next week or something. Cool. Actually, what was the weather like? It's actually raining. Interesting. Don't think they have a roof on their stadium. No roof yet. All right, so that's interesting. So maybe we'll have to increase our passing length a little bit. We'll see. Alright, that's interesting. Alright, so mistake. I can't believe I did that. Oh dearie me. It's too late. I don't know, whatever. Oh, that was bad. That was stupid of me. Alright. Yeah, that wasn't ideal. I was going to change our lineup. I suppose it's probably our first team lineup, but some of them are quite down on conditioning. I was going to swap a few of them over. Alright, we're going to change our formation. We're going to put Klaassen over here like this. Team instructions, we're going to press, probably more pressing. We've already got overlap on this one, so that's fine. Probably leave it for that at the moment. I don't think we'll play narrower yet. We'll see how we go. I can't believe I did that, guys. To actually press the button without selecting our team. Anyway, alright, we're just going to run with this team. We have to now, really, anyway, so we can't obviously make changes now. Unfortunately, so we can't actually, can we? I think so. If you're hiding her in for Reader World, no, we can't. Alrighty, guys, so that's just the way it is. So we're going to challenge them to pick up. Yep. And opposition instructions, which we didn't do. So I'm going to say to Arias to funny onto your left foot and Jetro Williams on your right foot. Luke de Jong, we're going to tight mark you. And Adam Mao, we're going to tight mark and close you down. Alrighty, guys, I'm going to pause the video and we'll be back at some stage with the result. Alrighty, guys, a 3-2 victory. So we can't keep a clean sheet to save ourselves, but at least we are scoring more than the opposition. So that's really all that matters. To our credit, we actually did really play really well. So Nuri and El Ghazi played some really good games as well again. So really pleasing to see them hit some form at the end of the season when we, a bit down on numbers and need some guys to step up. So that is really good. Congratulate them on a good win. It played really well, so awesome. So I'm going to show you guys the goals, and then we'll end this episode here. So just the first goal coming in, which they cleared, and then we end up bringing it back in, which was good. So we absolutely dominated possession. So you see here in the possession stats, 61% possession over the course of the game, which was really pleasing. So quite good. We ended up did deserve the victory in the end, so pleasing to see. Couldn't believe this. 3rd minute of the game and PSV scores a goal. Oh, ridiculous. Slots at home there on the counter attack. And I thought, oh, this is going to be a long game, but we actually picked up from there and ended up playing really well. So sometimes it's just the way things go. Sometimes actually it's not a bad thing because it does sort of seem to spur your team on. So I'm not sure if that has any sort of, place in reality, if it does matter in terms of the actual game engine, but sometimes it actually does seem to spur your team on if you concede early. They sort of seem to fire up a little bit more, so quite interesting. So good interception by Redwold there, which was very pleasing to see. A lot of space out wide, which we had all game, which you'd probably expect with the formation matchup, so that was quite pleasing, worked out really well. Klaassen slots it into Nuri, back to Klaassen. Oh, look at that, brilliant goal. A little 1-2, and then Klaassen slots it home, so that was a great goal. Good little team goal. Very patient football, and probed for the opening, and then we found it, we just slotted it home, so that was good. Good interception by Klaassen off the throw in there. El Ghazi slotted it through to a good run from Nuri, and he slots it home. So good pass by El Ghazi, good interception, good pass. He actually did really well in that play. Good run by Nuri, and good composure there to slot it away. So that was pleasing. Next goal up is a PSV goal, I believe. Yep, it was. One of the only times they got a lot of space out wide, and we just didn't mark them. Unfortunately, that was just bad marking from us. Run in there from the deep, and our defenders just stood there and watched it. So I think I'm going to look at trying to tighten up our formation a little bit next season. I'm going to do a little bit of tweaking, and that's right. This is the last goal was a penalty, won by Nuri in the box. He got tripped over, so it was pretty stock standard penalty. There's nothing too controversial about it. And then Shone sticks it away, which is good. So Mr. Reliable. Awesome. So we're now 11 points clear of Vitesse. Actually, Vitesse are now the second place team, so we're 11 points clear of them. So should pretty much have the league wrapped up almost, which is pleasing. Alrighty, guys. I think we're going to end the episode here. Unbeatable. Woo. Admittedly, I got better of him on and off the field. Funny. Cool. Alrighty, so I'm getting the episode here, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Hope you enjoyed this series. Let me know any feedback, all that kind of stuff. Always nice to hear your comments. A few people have been commenting on these Football Manager videos lately, which has been really good. So always happy to see some comments there. Cool. Alrighty, guys. Hope you've had a wonderful day, and I'll see you all for the next episode.